How does the aggression-based matchmaking of ARC raiders actually work? I've seen a lot of confusion about this topic, and I thought, how about I do a video covering it? So we start with 3 types of lobbies. We have PVE, PvP, and normal lobbies. These are kind of self-explanatory, but I'll cover them for you, right? We have PVE. Everyone here is a friend. Everyone here is happy. Everyone here is having a good time. The only enemy they're fighting is the ARCs. These are the angry ARCs. They're bad guys, right? Everyone here, the normal people, are having a good time. They're talking to each other. They're not having any issues. They're never having any issues. In fact, it's a common sight you'll see if some guy is downed, someone will come up to him and say, "Hey, I've got a defib. Let me help you out." They help him out. The blue mist appears, and they are standing up good and fine. Now, we move on to the PvP lobbies. These are the opposite extreme. In PvP lobbies, everyone is angry. Everyone is having a bad time. They could be having a good time. I mean, maybe they just like fighting, right? But everyone is fighting other players. Aggression is going back and forth. These are highly aggressive players from the standpoint of the game. Usually, these people shoot on sight, right? Or they are rats. Maybe they're lying. Maybe you'll always find fake friendlies in this lobby if anyone even attempts to be friendly. All right, and now we move on to normal lobbies. Normals are kind of a middle ground, right? They're between PvE and PvP. You've got people that are talking, people that are hanging out, and then you have people that have bad intentions. You have people that want to PvP. And there is not necessarily any issue with PvPing because, usually these people will fight each other if necessary back and forth. It adds to the game, right? That's why people are in the normal lobbies between PvE and PvP. They want a little bit of both. This is the part where we talk about how you end up in each lobby. PvE lobbies, you get here because you are not fighting players. Aggression is not good, right? That's my crossed line through aggression, right? Normals, you get here because you do a little bit of PvP, a little bit of a PvE, and you're not explicitly caring about one or the other. It's a mix. Now with PvP lobbies, you see this is being friendly. That gets a red X, right? This is the exact inverse of PvE lobbies. People not friendly here, people friendly here, people give or take here. How do you move from one to the other? Usually, it is kind of a spectrum, right? Here you have PvE, here you have PvP, and normals is between the two. It is this green line along that centerpiece. You have to let's say you're moving from PvE to PvP, and you are doing a couple games. First game, you're in PvE, and then you fight someone, or you fight something. You could fight 100 people. You move to game 2, you're in normals. You're in that normal overlap. Then you move to game 3, you fought a bunch of people in game 2, you move to game 3, you're still in normal overlap. Now, game 4, you fought a bunch of people also. Now you are in PvP lobbies. And from moving from PvE all the way to PvP, extraction does not matter. You can go, you can fight every single game and not extract. You will still continue to move up in aggression. Let's recreate this, right? Let's have it in the inverse. You want to move from PvP to PvE, and you have this middle ground of normals. You still have the same game 1, game 2, game 3, and now you're in game 4 in PvE. But the way it works is different. Extraction matters. Extraction is the most important factor here. With extraction, this is the only important thing, or I guess one of the most important things when moving from PvP to PvE. In the inverse, it didn't matter. But let me give you an example of why it matters so much. Let's say this is you, and this is another guy. If you, let's say, attack this guy, that's how you got into PvP lobbies. So we're doing the opposite. We refuse to attack him. We will not attack this guy. But let's say this guy attacks us. If we fight back in self-defense, our aggression increases because the game does not know how these interactions actually work. Aggression goes up. However, when we do nothing, we let him get rid of us, we can't move from PvP to PvE. We can't do that because the game thinks you're just bad. If this guy just takes you out, and let's say you weren't, let's say you were trying to PvP, how is the game supposed to know? It just thinks it might be a skill issue. That's why extraction matters so much. Let's say you get out, you extract, you make it here, and you did not fight anyone. Then you start to move down to PvE lobbies. Because then the game sees this was most likely a deliberate choice not to fight anyone. Now, if this guy were to, let's say, attack you, and you're trying to move down, you're trying to move from here to here, you kind of just have to take it or run away. And that's not fun for a lot of people, which is why they get stuck in this kind of loop of staying in the PvP lobbies. That's also why I see a lot of comments of people saying, man, this game is so much different from me than it is for my friend. Why does he find so many nice people? And I just find people that are always angry and always attacking me like straight up. And so now I've always started attacking them. It's because of this difference here. The game doesn't understand how self-defense works. Now, two last things we can move on to are solos, duos, and trios. Duos and trios are kind of similar to each other in that people are more inclined to PvP, to fight other people, in these two game modes. Just because they have a friend, they're trying to hang out, they're trying to have fun. How do you do that in a video game? You PvP. Same time, you got like one guy whispering in the other guy's ear, hey, let's fight him. I think we could take him, right? And that can actually influence your solo aggression-based matchmaking. So let's say you are super aggressive in trios or in duos. The game will think, hey, this guy was fighting people here and here. Let's make him a PvP player over here. Now, it's actually a lot lighter. I will give the game credit. If you fight people a lot in these two, the game will consider, okay, this one is different. Maybe let's just make him normal. Let's not throw him over at the extreme deep end where you have to fight, people for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 games, right? Let's take it easy on him because these are different game modes. All right, I think that summary is long enough. So let's cap things off. I'm going to explain to you how I personally go from PvP to PvE. The trick is to spawn in the game and do absolutely nothing. Fighting? No. Looting? No. I spawn with nothing. Not even a free loadout. Less than a free loadout. I've only got my hammer. And then I hit up the extraction. Excuse my terrible handwriting. And I do this the first game, the second game, the third game, the fourth game. And usually that's all it takes. But maybe you do the extra 5th game just to be 100% sure. Doesn't matter how long it took you to extract, doesn't matter how long you were in the round, as long as you extracted, you didn't fight anyone, that will slowly bump you all the way here. Thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe. Feel free to watch the rest of my videos if you want more Ark Raiders content. I kind of want to make more informational videos like this in the future, but for the most part, I'm sticking to shorts just because how many topics are there really like this with aggression-based matchmaking? But all in all, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.